I'm very happy to be here with you today, and especially because of the information I'm going to share with you today. For those of you who are in this class for the first time, you're going to love it. It's going to be wonderful. You're going to leave with what I am going to share with you tonight. You're going to leave today with your mind totally changed. I promise you. If not, I will give you your money back. I swear. Because this is what changed my life. This is what changed my life. My life. How I would love to be in person so I could see your faces, so I could share with you truly step by step, so you could see how a person can transform themselves if we can help them understand what I'm going to share with you tonight. And if we could put it into practice, how a person can transform their lives in an incredible way. One of the things I don't like is sharing this information for free. I say free because we never had to pay really. What I'm referring to is we, when we began in Herbalife, in order to take this class, we had to qualify. We had to work hard. And I remember for some of you who haven't heard me before, who are new, I've been doing Herbalife 25 years now. This year, 25 years. And well, I come from a very poor, humble family. I only went to school up to sixth grade, elementary. And when I came to this country, I started working in construction. And when you work for someone, when you're an employee, you're very limited. And Herbalife is a vehicle that transforms our lives. Write that down. Herbalife is a vehicle that transforms lives, not the product. Herbalife is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to develop ourselves as human beings and to grow so immensely as much as we want. It's incredible, really. Some say, well, the products of Herbalife, they don't work. It doesn't work, or the business doesn't work. You haven't understood what you haven't understood that the person that needs to change is ourselves. But that's another story. When I came across Herbalife, I never had a business in my life. I never sold anything before. So when I come in to Herbalife, I start training, and my first trainings were in the Success University. I'm happy because right now we're gonna start doing the present, like in person, Success University here in Long Island, and in person is the maximum experience. I know that many of you are connected in the call, but you're not in the call. I know, you see, I can see you, I can see you. I know you're a little deceitful. I know you're on the phone, and I know that a very few of you with your cameras are actually writing down because I've done it. If I'm in a training, I get distracted very easily, and that's the thing. That's technology, virtual things. Okay? But in person is another experience. So let me tell you real quick. The Success University, Success University consists of 4 modules that if you fill yourself with those 4 modules, in reality, your growth will be accelerated very, very fast because we are sharing everything here with you. But the most interesting thing is is the last module, what we're going to learn about today. That's the most interesting one. So for you to make the last module, we used to do homework. Now through Zoom, well, we can't do that anymore. You can't do that. But we used to have to do homework, talk to people. We had to show the catalog. We had to do these type of activities, basic activities that we need to do to develop the business. and we had to have at least two distributors to come to this class, and Archimedes used to do it. And well, it was very interesting. I remember when I did my first class. In my first class, I was crazy. I was super excited. I couldn't imagine that this information was out there and that it was accessible to all people, to us, to learn and develop ourselves. I was so excited with the business, and I gave 100% to the opportunity. I gave my all. My mind was opened, and that's what happened to me in Herbalife, and that's why my growth happened. The first month, I didn't graduate from the university, okay? But the second month I did. I graduated. I did what I had to do to graduate. Now we don't have graduation, unfortunately. But the second month, I graduated because I wanted to experience the graduation. But there was two things that they sold me very well. One was the opportunity to grow fast through the Success University if you may take it seriously. And second was the personal development that the last module teaches. And third, the graduation. It was crazy. It was to be part of the last module. There was only two or three people that would qualify, and the training was basically personalized for yourself, for each person. And I would leave, and I barely slept because I was thinking about the type of person that I would become if I continued this way. It's beautiful. For me, it was amazing. It was like gold. It was, you know, and that was me every month. The other classes weren't that interesting to me. I don't know why. They're all great, but this one is the one that caught my attention the most. I killed to be at the last module. I would do whatever they asked me, but I never missed out on this class. So guys, pay attention to this, what I'm going to share. Obviously, it's not I don't I don't do everything because I forget sometimes. I make mistakes many times. I've made so many mistakes in life, and it's good. But how has it helped me? It's helped me so much. And today I am very conscious about it, about these tools. So let me see. I'm going to share with you everything now. Pay close attention. If you can take notes, take notes. If you can, if you can write things down, or if you can't, listen at least. Why? Because the most important thing is to understand the process that we have to pass through, that we have to live through for the transformation that we must do. Because people say sometimes, because we don't pay a lot of attention to this, they say, the neurolinguistics course, you haven't understood it. We haven't understood it. All of this is very deep. It's much more than what we think. It's a lot more than what we realize. Archimedes used to tell us this tool, you must be very careful with this tool because this tool can be used to grow or to manipulate. It's like a knife or a double-edged sword. A knife is a weapon. You can use the weapon to hurt. And I used to say, but how? I don't understand. I didn't understand the reason, but now I do. Now I understand. And you know what the funniest thing is? Every time I understand it even more, every time I see it, I love it even more, this topic. So if this is your first time that you're in this class, don't worry, just listen. Listen with a close attention. If you've taken this class before, then take some notes. Begin taking notes so you can see where you can improve. All right, so it says programming. Your behavior the way in which you organize your ideas and actions, producing results, expected and unexpected results. And now your mental process, it's the way in which you use your senses to understand what is happening around you. Okay? Your words is the way that you use the language and influence that you have in yourself and in those around you. Very well. The communication. Let's go into detail because what we're going to do, class ends at 10. Put an alarm, 10 o'clock. If we go over a little, no big deal. Because I feel like this type of training, one thing is I don't like is that we're doing this for free. And if you notice, free things, people don't take advantage of them. We don't take advantage of things that are free. We don't appreciate it. People don't value things when they're free. But when something costs us, we value it and we understand it. So this class should be full. Of course, we have a lot of people online, but it should be this class should be people should be lined up to come inside to be in this class. Because if you took this class outside, you would have to pay a lot of money. A course like this with Joe Dispenza, he speaks a lot about this, costs $2,500. Obviously, it's a very deep course. We don't do it in an hour. We can't compare ourselves to Joe Dispenza, obviously, right? But it costs a lot of money to learn these type of things, this type of information. But because it's free, we don't give it the value that it deserves. I'm going to talk with the presidents to see if we put a qualification in order to be in this last module because this one is extremely valuable. I say valuable because for me, it's been extremely valuable. I've taken advantage of this class. I've learned so much and it's been incredible. Okay, so guys, we're going to talk about communication. The basis of success. Uh, one second. I'm seeing myself and I'm getting a little scared over here. We're going to talk about this. This is what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the personal story, uh, the beliefs, the state, and the behavior. Patterns, beliefs, state, and behavior. I'm going to explain the best way that I can, how I understand it. Patterns. These are things that we acquire subconsciously uh, that basically drive our actions psychologically, work, studies, beliefs, what we've learned over the years. A belief is exactly a feeling of certainty about others and about ourselves. Let me explain this because I love this so much. And little by little, I understand it better. Beliefs. Beliefs that we are given since we're little kids of what we see around us. And today, we are programmed every single day. Every single day, we are programmed and we begin to believe. The problem is that they program us and they put these beliefs in us that are not beneficial for us. Because we're all human beings who are born to be successful in life, to be happy, to have everything in abundance, to be intelligent, all of us, every single one of us. But what happens with the majority of people that it doesn't happen to them? It's because of the belief system that have been programmed since we're little, that brainwashes us. And we begin to believe these beliefs every single day. We're going to be talking about this later on. Here, I would like to focus a little bit. I hope that I am being understood. This tea is very hot. Here, we're going to focus on on this because I didn't really understand this at first. I used to say, but what is state? The New York State? What is the state? I didn't get it. But little by little, I understood. And I'm going to explain what they refer when they speak about all of this, about the state. The state is the way that we are currently. So everything has a beginning. Everything has a beginning. Everything, absolutely everything has a beginning. And today we're going to focus on that. Why am I sad today, for example? Why am I happy today? Why am I upset today? Why? Why am I this way? Everything has a beginning. Look, and it's simple, guys. For all of us, I'm going to make it very, very simple. In reality, if you want to be sad, which is what happens to the majority of people, everything begins with the thoughts. Everything begins with the thoughts. Okay? Now, when you think something and you feel it, you give it life. In the moment that you think something and you feel it, you give it life. You give life to that thought. And when you feel, remember, feelings are the kids of thoughts, are the children of thoughts. So, based on your feelings of whatever it is you're feeling, is your attitude. And that's how you act during the day. And based on your attitude of every single day, then you begin to generate habits. This generates your habits. And your habits, what is a habit? A habit is a repeated conduct. What is a habit? Write it down. It's a conduct that is repeated frequently. And based on your habits will be the character that you form, the state. See? Your state. That's your character. That's your personality. That's how you are right now, comes from your attitude. And that's your character. It's your way of being, is how you are now. And guess what? It doesn't end there. Guess what? Your character defines your destiny. Your character defines your destiny. This means, so let me repeat this. This is very interesting. You begin with your thoughts because everything is a thought. Here, the key is to dominate our thoughts, to dominate our mind. Our mind dominates us. And they say that obviously, out of every 17 thoughts you have, 16 are negative. So imagine all the time thinking negative, all the time thinking, oh, but I can't, I don't speak English, I don't have money, I don't have this, my kids don't help me, my boss doesn't support me. And all the time we are complaining, complaining. And not only that, but our thoughts, we also speak about it. We also give it words. You say it and you say, oh, this government, so and so, the climate, and we complain about this and complain about that. So you speak. Not only do you think it, but you say it out loud with affirmation. I can't do this. I can't. So you generate a feeling. And when you generate this feeling and you feel it, you're confirming it. Your cells, our cells, have memory and they record. And if you constantly say, I can't, your cells say, okay, you can. I can't. We can't. Do you understand? I'm ugly. I'm ugly. I'm ugly. I'm fat. I'm ugly. I'm fat. And the cells say, okay, we're ugly and fat. Why? Because we are the ones that are giving it the strength. So obviously, How is our attitude? Our attitude is so important. If I'm off, you're saying you're ugly, I can't do it, I'm not good at business stuff, this isn't for me. So our attitude, if that's our attitude, then how is our self-esteem? It's on the floor. We don't believe in ourselves. Incredible. And obviously, a person with this type of attitude and attitudes every single day begins to generate habits. Ah, I can't lose weight. And then they have bad habits. They eat bad, they don't exercise, they don't educate themselves, they don't change. And because they begin to generate these type of habits. And imagine a person that says, I can't do this. I'm not good at this business. This isn't for me. I just can't do it. So the habit that they generate, this type of person generates is, "Well, I'm not going to go to the events. I'm not going to do this anymore." It's always the same thing. Why? Because that's the automatic response, negative automatic response. It just comes out automatically at this point. It's something that is now a habit. And because of this, you develop this character and you don't want to. And when you go contact somebody, nothing works out and they don't buy from you because you have this negative character. And remember, your character, based on your habits, is your character. With that, that's your destiny. That's why I joke around and I say, I know who's going to get to president. I can see. I have a tiger's eye. Why? Why do I say this? Because I can tell based on the attitude that they have. The person who's always supporting, the person who's always helping, the person who's always first, the person who's always there, that person is going to be president or is going to go to the next level unless they stop acting that way. Do you understand? Because Archimedes, for example, he knew that I was going to be president. Why? Because he was always early. He was always helping the way you're supposed to. You have to be coherent with what you want. So, to continue, how do we change this? You got to catch yourself. You got to catch yourself because if you want to change your life, you have to change. You got to develop other habits. You have to feel other feelings. You see, you have to have other thoughts. Why? So that your cells and your body can change, for everything to change, for your state to change. And that's where the saying goes, which I didn't understand in the past. There's a saying that says, to be born, you have to die. And I used to say, this is an incredible phrase, man. To be born, you must die. That's weird. You have to kill whatever does not serve you. Those thoughts that take you where you don't want to be. Those habits that don't allow you to grow. That character that does not let you bring people in. Do I make myself understood? Now I understand that phrase. To be born, one must die. I used to say, what do you mean? How am I going to die and then be born again? I hope that you're understanding me. Put a 1 if I'm making sense. Where's that chat? I want to see the chat. So guys, one more example and then I'm going to move on. Imagine that every day you're saying, I can't do this, I don't believe in this, and you think this and you feel this, and every day you can't do it. Every time you're even sick, you're not progressing, there's poverty, you're not growing. You have to see your destiny there. You have to see it. You got to know. And it's easy to see. It's easy. Everyone in this level must understand this now. It's very easy to see the future, to see what's going to happen. So you got to stop and say, you know what? I don't want this. I want to change. I need to make a change. So imagine, I'm just giving this as an example. We used to do this in the clubs before. Imagine tomorrow. Matter of fact, not even tomorrow, tonight, from tonight on. So you wake up tomorrow morning full energy and you are 100% ready and everything's going to be wonderful tomorrow. So after tonight's class ends, take your tablets if you didn't take them yet, and take a tea, drink a relaxed tea if you're stressed so you can sleep. You're going to close your eyes. And when your eyes are closed, you're going to take deep breaths, learn to breathe. Sometimes we don't even give ourselves time to breathe. Breathe and give thanks. Breathe and give thanks. Thanks for today. Give thanks. Be grateful for life, with your life, for what life is giving you, what you're learning, what is happening. Look, the challenge here is learning to be grateful, even with the things that we don't like. That is the challenge. And when you truly are grateful, okay, the day didn't go well today, but you're grateful anyway. But that's another topic. Being grateful, gratitude is a part of, should be a part of every day for you. Give thanks to your body, for your health, for your people, your family. There's so much to be grateful for. So much reasons to live and wake up tomorrow. And what are you gonna do when you give thanks? When you give thanks about everything that you've lived today, and you program yourself for tomorrow in your mind, imagine yourself, create your own movie. This is powerful. I remember this. You know what our problem is? We see a movie and we believe it, a movie that we don't want for our life. And every day we see it in our mind. I can't. I don't want to. I'm not good enough. I'm too short. I'm too tall. I'm ugly. I don't have papers. Do you understand? Remember, here you have to realize, how is it possible that people that were from the same place, people who have more or less time, what is the difference between a person that's doing really well and a person who's not? And it's not Herbalife, because in Herbalife, we have people that are doing very well and people who are doing extremely well, super well. But not only in Herbalife, out there. Today, I was having lunch with a friend. He's he has a business and he's doing amazing. He's doing so well and he has an incredible mentality. Why is he doing so well? He works 2 hours. 2 hours he works. And the rest, he enjoys the lifestyle, exercises, eats well, spends time with his kids. He enjoys life to the maximum because he understood. He understood the secret. Work 2 hours and 5 hours he studies. Personal growth. Incredible. He works in construction. He's a contractor. So the key here is that we see a movie that we don't want for our mind, our life, and we believe it. So I invite you to believe and to see the movie that you want to see. Develop this movie, the movie of your life, the way that you want it to be. How do you want tomorrow to be? How do you program it? Tomorrow, tonight, when you close your eyes, program what time you're going to wake up. What are you going to do when you wake up? You're going to give thanks for another day. You're going to look in the mirror and say, today is going to be the best day. Today is a wonderful day. Give thanks. Look at yourself, talk, feel it. The most important thing is to feel. When you want to manifest something in your life, when you want to project something in your life, for your cells to record it, they have to, in order for it to become a habit, you have to feel it. The key here is feeling. Everything you want in your life, if you feel it, it becomes. It's creating. It's growing. You can't see it, but believe me, it's growing. It's developing. The root of it is a powerful root is being created. So you program yourself and you think about all the things you want for tomorrow, what you're going to do, how you're going to talk, how you're going to act, where you're going to go, every detail, the whole movie. See the whole movie for tomorrow, everything that you want. And when you wake up tomorrow, feel it, change it. When negative feelings come to you, remember here, the key is to learn to change a thought. We can't avoid it. We can't, run from it. It's there. We have to see it, observe it, and it's something I learned in an audio. Our body, when your body hurts or when your head hurts, a negative thought, when the negative thought comes to you, it comes to attack, don't evade it. Sometimes we want to like run away from it, avoid it. No, look at it. Look at it. Just look at it. Look at it, acknowledge it, and it'll leave. And you're going to change it for a different thought. So if a negative, something that's going to harm me is going to come my way, something that's going to hurt me, that bring me memories I don't want, don't avoid it. It's there. Okay, perfect. No problem. But what do I want? I want to be happy. So you got to bring another thought, change it for another thought. So here, it's about being present. It's about being present and learning to identify how you're feeling and what type of thoughts are you having every day. So put a 3 if I'm making myself understood, if you understand me. Because I understand myself very well, but I don't know if everyone else is understanding me. Okay, thank you, Pablo. Pablo understands me. So let's continue. So these thoughts, and just test this out. You do it right away yourself. Ask yourself, how would you feel living this way? The change is great. If you have thoughts that are positive, if you feel good things, healthy things in your body, how will your attitude be? It'll be different. You'll smile more. You'll treat people better. You'll gonna be friendly. You're gonna be loving to people. How is your destiny gonna look? Prosperous. Very prosperous. Why? Because you are the person that is creating the magic. It's you who's transforming yourself. So when people that you see that we have people here that are starting, if people haven't seen your change, it's because you haven't changed. It's that simple. If people, it's like when you lose weight, people, you can't tell people, I lost 20 pounds. Well, I don't see him. I don't see them. You understand? From where? You can't lie to people about that. People can tell. They're gonna tell you, wow, you lost weight. What are you doing? You look good. What are you doing? It's the same with our attitude. People who surround us, if they don't see a positive change in our attitude, then that means we're not changing it. Everything is noticed. Okay, next slide. I opened the chat, but I don't know how to close it now. Okay. I can't close the chat, but it's okay. The subconscious mind manages 95% of what I do, and I don't even realize. Why? Because, sorry, putting my finger on the wrong place. I was trying to see the ones to see who was paying attention. Okay. So the subconscious mind, okay, does basically everything. Why? Because mm, we have been programmed since kids. Look at this incredible joke. The unconscious mind is the same as a computer. It's literal, it doesn't analyze, and it doesn't know the sense of humor. So, what they're telling us here is our subconscious mind will receive the message exactly how you give it. Exactly how you give it. It gets recorded in our cells exactly, literally. It doesn't analyze. Imagine in the computer, if when you, or in the phone, I think the phone corrects you now, but imagine you're writing something like a bad word or writing something wrong, and the phone tells you, hey, that's wrong. Correct it. Don't write that down. Don't say that. No, it doesn't do that, right? The computer doesn't do that. Our subconscious mind receives exactly, not more, not less, everything, absolutely everything that we are seeing, what we're listening to, more what we listen to, and what we see, and what we feel. For the subconscious mind, it's so incredible that I want to get to this level where you can send messages. What do you call telepathy? Telepathy. They say that there's people out there that can communicate with each other through thoughts, but that's incredible. Imagine that you can send a message to another person without speaking. That's incredible. When I began learning this, I didn't believe it. I used to say, that's not possible. But it is. It really is possible. It's the mind. All right. For the subconscious mind, we begin recording things since we are in our mother's womb in gestation. Imagine. So, our entire belief system that we have is based on everything we've lived through, everything we see. They say that we are made up of three bodies. One is the kid, the other is the adult, and the other is the parent. The kid is when you say, I'm afraid, I'm scared. The adult says, we're going to do it. Everything's okay. Understand? The parent is the one that takes care, and the parent is the one that programmed us since we were kids. Incredible. All right. So we have been programmed from home, from being little kids. We have habits, beliefs, patterns, all of the things that we've been told since we were alive, basically, since we have a conscience. If they taught us this as kids, we would be very careful what we do with our kids, how we talk to them, how we treat them, because it's delicate. It's very delicate. It seems like it doesn't matter, but boy, does it matter. It really affects the mind of a person, a little person, just by telling them, no, you can't. You're not good enough. Do you understand? You're an idiot. You're no good. You're n- you we can ruin them. We can ruin their mind and they record this. And that's why as adults we feel like this because since we were little, that's how they treated us. And when we get to adults, we don't believe anything anymore. We believe it. We believe them. In school, they program our teachers program us, our friends, social media today, what we see, what we listen to. It's very delicate, the situation today, because technology has grown so much, and who's the person who's ready to grow is growing, but the person who's not ready and doesn't understand, they're dumbing themselves down 1,000, a million times. Everything that you see, everything that you listen to, that's not programmed to make you successful. Everything you see, for example, we used to tell people, don't watch soap operas. Soap operas are no good because of this and this and this. And people today, they don't watch soap operas. People watch series. People watch the series on TV. It's funny in the memes that they put in social media because before kids, they used to uh get yelled at because they used to play football all the time. They used to be like, come on, get inside now, hurry up, it's late. But today they gotta kick them out of the house, go play, because they're on their phones so much. And today this is a problem. An addiction. Everything's an addiction. It's a habit. When you can't stop doing something, it becomes a vice. So today, it's a vice watching these things. And for our kids, it's the problem. Because for us, the parents, it's easier to give them an iPad, a phone, and say, hey, don't bother me. Because if you don't give them an iPad, then you got to deal with them. You got to play with them. You got to fight with them. You got to entertain them if you don't give them one of those, right? So it's the programming that we're giving, that we're giving our kids and getting ourselves. So you got to be careful what you're listening to. What are you seeing? What are you doing in the car when you're driving? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What I recommend is in the morning when you wake up, gym run. Put gym run on. Goals, the power of discipline, gym run. Program yourself. You gotta change. Remember, to be born, you have to die first. You gotta kill that person that is not helping, that has bad habits, that likes vices. You gotta kill it. You have to kill it. And you have to transform yourself. You have to be born again. And this isn't for Herbalife. This is for life. This is for our life. I am so grateful to Herbalife with Archimedes, with Angel Rojas, that helps me do this business. But at the end of the day, this is personal. At the end of the day, you decide if you want to do it or not. Tomorrow, you decide what to do. If you get on the train, you get in your car, if you want to keep on putting on your sad songs, go ahead, no problem. But remember, you're programming yourself. Your cells are feeling that. Okay? And if you want to change, tomorrow you're going to put on Jim Ron, Mark Hughes, an audio, something that's going to motivate you, that is going to help you change your mind, your thoughts. In my car, when I go in my car, the first thing I do is I breathe. I breathe, I give thanks, I talk to myself. I tell myself what I want. I tell myself today, I tell myself what I want because my cells have memory. So if I wake up and I go, oh, another day, another event, and no good, right? No good. Remember, we are being programmed all around us by everybody. They're putting things and ideas through our eyes, our ears, junk food, through every sense you have. You decide if you want it or not. Remember, this is something that we have. We have the law of what? Free will. It's very powerful, man. We should talk about this for the whole day. The law of free will. Free will. What does that mean? We're here and we decide what type of person we become. How incredible. Doesn't that mean, isn't that incredible to you? You decide who you want. Free will to choose. We go with the alcohol, with the tobacco, with the food. And there we go with the Netflix, Facebook. We're like idiots, totally idiot, idiot, basically brainwashed. They don't force us, but they also don't hide the good things from us. They don't hide all the good stuff. They don't say, don't go to the gym. The gym's there. You don't even need gym to go to work out. They don't tell you don't eat healthy. The food that is healthy is there. We have the products. Do I understand? We have free books, audios on YouTube, free that we can change our minds. So it really depends on us, guys. It depends on us and the type of people we want to become. It is 100% up to us. Free will, my dear. Everyone who's here today is a leader. Congratulations. I would like to congratulate those who have maintained connected this whole month. Those who are constantly active, connected. Congratulations, because that's what it's about. It's about you. It's only about you. No one else. It's not your upline. It's not your downline. It's not Herbalife. It's you. For the subconscious mind, it's the same thinking and doing. If you're thinking it or if it's actually happening. I didn't believe this at first. I couldn't believe it. Archimedes used to tell us for the mind, it's the same thing whether it's saying it or thinking it. And that's why they give us the example of the lemon. You hear that all the time. It's just for you to get an example. If you grab a lemon and you imagine that you have it in your hand, me just thinking about the lemon, and I'm talking about the lemon, my mouth waters. That means that my cells are feeling what I'm thinking. Incredible. What more example can I give than the lemon example? My cells are receiving the message that I'm giving them. So imagine every time that we think stupid things, garbage thoughts, that is mainly what we think, unfortunately. That is mainly what is in our minds. Now imagine that we change this. Man, I'm gonna become president team. I'm gonna become chairman. I'm gonna become 50K. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be healthy. I'm gonna be someone that believes in myself. And you repeat it. I'm gonna be powerful. and I get goosebumps. What is happening here? Normally, you don't say these things to me, right? That's what your body's gonna feel. It's gonna say, normally you don't say this, but until you create this into a habit, into a daily thing, your cells begin to record. They begin to have the memory. The subconscious mind doesn't capture the word no. And they gave us an example. Don't think of an elephant. This is incredible too, how you can manage this. I didn't understand this at first. What does this mean? What do you mean that it doesn't register the word no? If someone says no, I understand. No, that's it. Okay. But it turns out that it's incredible. The mind does not capture the word no. The mind captures the message. What we have to learn is when you want someone, when you want the person to get the correct message, when you want someone to avoid something, you can't say the word no. When you say no, don't touch. No, no, don't touch that. The subconscious mind, if you tell a kid, don't cry anymore, no, stop crying, they keep on crying. If you say, don't touch the phone, they touch the phone. So it's the same thing. What we have to learn is to manage this, to say, we got to learn to say the direct message. We want to give the message in a clear way. If you continue to cry, we're going to uh, stop going there. We're not going to go there anymore. Or any example. Instead of using the word no, use the direct message. Avoid, uh, try your best to avoid this. For me, it's easier to let them know what will happen. For example, if I tell my kids, don't watch TV, and they keep on watching TV, I tell them, if I don't want them to watch, I tell them, if you continue watching TV, I will take away the remote, or tomorrow you won't be able to watch. So I change the way I phrase the message, and it's more direct. And I like that because this is communication. This is being efficient. Oh, here, look at this. What do you call this lady? What? Eyes tell us the truth. When you see someone with glasses, it means that you can't trust what they're saying. When you're looking to the right, it's the side of the truth. And you need to concentrate on looking people's eyes to tell if they're telling the truth or lying. And you can analyze it in a very interesting way. When the person is looking to the left, that is the side of the lies. If you want to know when a person is, if the person is visual auditive, is when they're looking to the right and they're looking up, that means that they're visual. If they look to the right but they're parallel, they're auditive. But if they look down to the right, they're verbal. Very interesting how the eyes work and how you can learn to read the eyes in a person. If they look to the left, it works the same way. If they look left up, they're lying and it's a visual lie. If it's parallel, it's auditive. And if it's to the bottom left, it's verbal. We have two sides of the brain, the truth and the lies. Oh, look how cool, incredible this is. Here we are. Archimedes explained it in a very easy way. So what I suggest when you're talking to someone, learn to look at their eyes. This is another process that we have to experience, especially those who have lived a childhood uh, beliefs, patterns of humiliation. We've been mistreated. People like that. We live our life with very low self-esteem, and it's very hard to look at people in the eyes. I never looked at people in the eyes before. In fact, when I used to give out flyers, I learned to look at someone in the eyes. Archimedes used to tell me, look at them in their eyes. You could look at them in the forehead. That made me more comfortable doing it. Um, and that gave me some assurance and I got more confident. But here, the key is to learn to look at someone in their eyes, because when we look at them in the eyes and we understand and we analyze, me, for example, if I'm having a conversation with someone and I'm very interested in it and I care a lot. If I'm going to do the business or not with this person, something personal or business, I sit down firmly in front and I look at them in the eyes. And you can do this. I like to make simple questions at first, to ask simple questions to see where the eyes go, to make sure I know what is the side that is the truth. So if they look to the other side, then I know when they're lying. So if I ask them, for example, oh, very good. What type of sports do you like? And they tell me, okay. And then I ask, do you play for a team that you like? Things that go in accordance to the type of person I'm talking to make a small conversation to get to know them and get to know the side of the truth. So that when I want to know if they're going to lie to me, then I can ask them a question. And I could ask them, like, how much money do you make? Or how old are you, right? And you know they're going to lie. Some people don't like to tell you how much money they make, or they'll say, I don't like to say how old I am. So learning to look at people in the eyes is incredible. It's fascinating. And you can learn what is happening with that person. System of representation. This is a communication system, incredible system. These are channels of communication. Today, we're going to talk about the visual, the sensorial, and the auditive. So, this is an evaluation that we do when we're in person, but since we're not in person, you're not going to be able to do it today. But once we do it in person, we're going to be able to do it. So you can see what channel is more active for you, the visual channel, the sensorial, or the auditive, according to the answers that you do in the exam. So all of us can say the same thing in different ways, using different words. But the person who's going to capture the message is that one who knows how to communicate with all three channels. Us, for example, we work with people every single day. We have to learn to use all three languages when we speak to people. We got to learn to talk to people uh, using visual words, using sensorial words, and using clear words so they could hear us, the people who are auditive. A visual person will say, I see a clear future. The sensorial will say, I feel that we're getting out of the bad day. And the auditive person says, people are saying that things are getting better. It's the same message in different words because it's different channels. And it's very simple. We're not going to go over all of this, but the visual person will use words that are visual. Visualization. If you want, take a picture so you can look this over later on. The sensorial will use sensorial words. Touch, feel, the sensorial ones. And the auditive, they care about the tone of voice, clear words, not so loud, not so low. The visual person, they see the world. Everything is through images. They visualize the future always. They move fast, they're always busy, they're always doing something, they're always using metaphors that are visual. They care a lot about how they look, their physical, with it, what they wear, they like to match. They always look amazing. They change 20 times before they leave their house because they want to look good. They're visual. How, what does a visual person say? They use words like, from my point of view, do you see what I'm trying to tell you? I see it very clearly. I see a bright future. I see things differently. Visual words. How do we answer them? We can tell them we got to use the same type of words the same way. If someone says to you, do you see what I'm trying to tell you? You tell them, yes, I see it. I do see it. I see what you're trying to tell me. You got to just use the same words, using the same visual words. The sensorial ones, the most delicate ones. The sensorial ones are the most delicate ones. They carry their heart on their sleeve. They're sensitive. They express their emotions very much. They get excited. They get depressed easily. It's very delicate. For them, uh, it's very important to be with others. They can barely control themselves when they're sad. They get mad. They're very expressive and loud when they're upset. What does a sensorial person say? They use sensorial words. They can say, "Well, how come you're not more soft with me? You don't care how I feel. I don't feel it. I don't think we should do this. I'm getting a bad feeling about this. It's a hard time right now. Nothing like the warmth from our home." Listen to them. It's very important to listen to them and what they're saying and what words they're using so that you can also work using the same words with them. You can tell them, I feel very close to you. I feel that things are doing well. And that's how you answer them. That's how you answer sensorials. Auditive people, they tend to be sedentary, a bit sedentary. They have a lot of internal life. They care a lot how you dress. They don't care at all how you dress. They don't care at all how you comment. You got to talk to them with the right words and with the correct tone. A bad noise will put them in a bad mood. They talk to themselves. Any little thing will bother them. When you're like this and you're next to an auditive person, the auditive goes, hey, you're ruining my day right now, man. And that's how it is. If they get, any noise or any type of thing affects them. What does an auditive person say? That sounds great. Let's talk. I hear you clearly. Uh, there's something that doesn't sound good about that. Listen to me. Just listen to me. How do you answer an auditive person? The same way. If you want to be someone on like on their good side, pay a lot of attention to them and answer them with auditive words. I hear you. Continue. Let's talk. Word of honor. I understand you word for word. When you talk to an auditive person, don't make any gestures. You gotta say the correct words in the correct tone. We talked about that. And to finish, we're getting close to the finish for tonight. These are the activators of success. This is very powerful. Very, very powerful. These classes, what we're talking about today, should be we should study them more and more because these are the basis for every person that has success. This is the base of everything. Passion. You got to be passionate. You got to be full of excitement, that vision, that feeling of seeing yourself as president team, that feeling. I want it. That feeling of desire, strong desire. If you don't have that, I don't know. I don't know, man. Faith. Gotta have faith. And here in the events and these type of trainings that we do, that's what we develop, faith. Because out there, everything's out there, everything's ready for us. What we need to develop is faith in ourselves that we're going to be successful people. We need to have a strategy. We need to have clarity in our values. This is a business that requires for you to do it the right way. You got to take care of it. You got to plant the seeds in the correct way. And of course, energy. Do we need energy? We need energy because if they see you without energy, what are we going to do without energy? How are we going to be able to reach others if we don't have energy? How do I sell my energy tea? The power of adhesion. We got to learn this. We got to become like a magnet for people, that people want to be with us. We got to become that. And this is something that we begin to learn month to month, book by book, training by training, event by event, where we become, where we learn the type of person we want to become and that we need to become. And you listen to this in events and you hear this, and sometimes people say, they talk like that because they're already presidents and this and that, and they already got the money. That's why they're so happy. It's the opposite. First, you have to become in the type of person you want to be, the attitude, the energy, the excitement, the passion, and then the result will come. It's not the other way around. Sometimes we want to have, and then we're going to be happy and we're going to be excited. It doesn't work that way. It's the other way around. First, I have energy. First, I have faith. First, I have excitement. First, it comes all of my transformation. Then the result comes. Unfortunately, a lot of people like me that didn't understand. I wanted the check first. I wanted the money first to smile, to have a good attitude. And unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. The mastery of communication. This is a business that we work with people and it's with people. So what we have the most is people. But the most delicate thing is people. So we have to become masters of communication. We have to become masters at this. The other day, we used to tell Archimedes, one of the things that one of the reasons we stayed was because of him, because his attitude, he is and continues to be an incredible mentor. And thanks to his way of being, his attitude, the way of treating people, we stayed. Because imagine if he would have demanded from us, oh no, if you don't lose the weight, then I'm not going to work with you. Imagine. Or other people that tell others, if you don't have a six pack, I'm not going to work with you. And we can't do Herbalife then because we don't understand. It's important to understand that the thing that is obvious for me is not the thing that is obvious for everyone. So, so those who are doing this business and we want to go far, we have to develop that patience, more the patience than anything else, and the ability to understand people and guide them little by little. And that's what Archimedes has done with us. Otherwise, how could we have become leaders had he pressured us to do things drastically or change drastically? But he didn't do that. That's why today, here in New York, Herbalife exists in the Latin American community. And the great part of it is underneath Archimedes and Socrates. Beliefs of a successful person, of a champion. Everything happens for my own good. Oh man, I didn't understand this. And I swear, I paid so much attention. They used to repeat this Everything happens for my own good. Wow. I used to say, but if I go outside and I break my leg or I have a car accident, or if I go out and things don't go well, I open a club and things don't go well, how is that for my own good? I don't understand this. Let me explain how it works. You know, it's incredible, really. That's why I told you before, the day that we learn to give thanks, even from the things that are not good for us or happening for us, then we're ready. But in reality, what didn't work out for us doesn't mean that that's it, that it's the end, that it's over. It just means that it's a lesson. It's a life lesson for us. And thanks to that, I'm no longer going to make that mistake again. I'm not going to walk that way again because I walk that way. I know that it's not the right way. It's like when you're doing a contact with someone or a presentation and people tell you no, and you say, "Oh, nobody wants this." It's not that. They told me no. That's wonderful. I already went through one no. But then you're going to arrive to the person that tells you yes. As leaders, we got to understand this. The second thing is similar. There's no failure, only results. There's no failure, only results. And that's the way it is. It's simple. The level of leadership that we got to have, the level of maturity that we must have is that. Sometimes I have people that tell me, I got to close the club. I can't do it. Don't worry. Nothing bad will happen. It's not the end of the world. This is a lesson. This is something you're learning from. We're going to see how we're going to improve next. The problem is to continue to make the same mistakes over and over. That's the problem. That doesn't make any sense. If you know that's not the right way, why keep on doing it? And it's going to take time to get to the level of consciousness that we need. It's like anything else, it takes time. If I know that I'm going to go down the hill, why would I do it? We got to have a level of consciousness that is high so that we don't continue to do it. If that's like the saying goes, anytime you're going to do something, ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? If it's worth it, then do it. I am responsible of my world, for my world. Number three. Yes, you are. At the end of the day, we're alone. We are responsible for ourselves, of what we have and what we don't have. I don't need to know everything to use it. I didn't understand this one either. I didn't get it, but it's true. It's incredible that sometimes we fill ourselves with so much excuses to not do things. I don't have papers. I don't speak English. You know, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at that. I'm fat. I'm old. I'm this. Do you understand what I'm saying? No, I don't have a six pack. That's why I can't sell this. That's why I'm not chairman. No, it's not that. It's not that. Let's continue. Work is like a game. Work is a game. We have to change our way of thinking about the activity that we're doing. Our job is truly not a job. It's more, the problem is if we tell the mind, oh, I'm going to go to work, guess what? Your mind has the concept of work that is already defined, and your cells get tired because you're going to work, because you're working. We got to change that chip. We got to see it in a different way. We got to see it like a game, something we like to do, something that's fun. Like I play volleyball on the weekend and I'm excited waiting for that day to come. It's exciting. I'm tired. This weekend we played on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. and I had to play 4 games. On Sunday, I played 2, and I played until I couldn't even move anymore. My leg has hurt me so much. And then on Sunday, I didn't have to play because I couldn't even move. Because on Saturday, I played full to the max. And then on Sunday, I did it again. But why did I continue to do it? Because I thought it was a game. My body knows it's for fun and it's a keep on doing it, no problem. But when I have to go to the club, when I gotta go to work, we gotta change that. We gotta change that from our mind. There's no lasting success without a total, absolute devotion. Imagine this. They're telling us to our face what we have to do. Don't wait to become rich working 2 hours. Don't think you're going to become president working half-ass. Don't expect to be successful if you're coming in and out of calls and not connecting to all of them. No, you can't play with this, man. Don't play with your future, with your life. I'm glad I came in when there was no social media. The only thing I had to do was talk to people and give flyers. Because thanks to that, we have the business that I have. Nowadays, there's so much distractions, but free will. You choose. You decide. Like our mentor, Jim Rohn, there's 2 prices to pay: the price of discipline or the price of regret. Because at the end of the day, you have to pay one of or the other. You're either going to regret it if you don't give it your all now, that you're young, that you're have the energy, that have your youth. When you're old, you're not going to have the same energy. You're not moving the same way. You're going to regret it. It's better to do it now, right now. There's no time to lose. Now is the time for you to do it. Take that decision with you and stick to it. Like Archimedes says, he tells us to tell people when they come to promote other multi-level marketing companies to tell them that you're mentally sick, because I only like Herbalife. I don't know what it is, but I only like Herbalife. That's how you gotta feel. You gotta cling to the things that you want. And that's how it is. That's how it is. You give the form to your mind, you give the form to your body. Your cells memorize everything. They memorize everything we do. Everything, everything. And if you discipline yourself to become the leader that you want, it's going to happen. No one's going to be able to stop you. Imagine this. No one will stop you. There will be no one in the world that can stop you. I get the chills just thinking about this. The fact that this free will law exists, nobody tells us no. Literally, you can go outside right now to go to work. And last, our biggest resource is humans out there. That's the biggest resource that we have, and it's what is the abundant out there. In the moment that you think, oh, there's so many Herbalife people out there, there's already it's saturated. No, stop immediately. Something is wrong. Unprogram that thought. Deprogram that. Today, Jim Rohn said to us once, when we began and when we visited in 2009 in honors event, he stood in front of us and he said, the illness, no, sorry. We are behind. We are behind, he said. And Jim Rohn said this, we are behind. Poverty and illness is ahead of us. They're beating us. That's what Jim Rohn said in 2009, 2008, 2009 in Los Angeles, California. Because, guys, there's more sick people out there every day, every year. There's more and more people needing us, that need our help, that need our education, that need our awareness. First, we have to begin. It's incredible. I put my rock to build a better country, to convert into a successful person and live happier. Up until yesterday, and you write down the type of person you were. From today, you're going to write down the person you are. You sign it, you put the date, and that's your promise to yourself. These are the books that I recommend that you read. The 12 Pillars from Jim Rohn, the Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. Um, and these books, they can, but we got to read them. These are the books that can change our lives. And you have to take notes. You got to study them. I learned that from Archimedes. It's not about just reading. I used to read and finish, and that's it. You got to, now I read very slowly and I take notes. I read slowly and I take notes because I don't care so much about the finishing. I just care about understanding the book.